These microphones are from completely different planets. In a previous video, I was comparing two microphones and I said that they are from different neighborhoods. Well, these ones are about as far apart from each other as you could possibly get. I'm Jordan from Kettner Creative, and in this video, we're going to compare the Blue Yeti against the Shure SM7B. We have a USB microphone against an XLR microphone. We have a condenser microphone against a dynamic microphone. We have one with multiple pickup patterns built into it and one with just a cardioid pickup pattern built into it. In this video, we're going to walk through all those differences, and at the end of this video, I'm going to give a recommendation to you as to which microphone might be best for you. If you're looking for pricing or specs for anything that you see in this video, we do have a bunch of links down in the description below, so please check that out for current up-to-date pricing at a variety of online retailers. Oftentimes you will find these microphones on deals or promos or built into a bundle, so please do check out those links and you'll find a good price on whatever you're looking for. For the purposes of this video, to help you understand which microphone you're listening to at any given time, you will see a meter on your screen on the side that is currently active. So if you see a meter on the left side of your screen, you know the Blue Yeti is active. And if you see a meter on the right side of your screen, then you know that the Shure SM7B microphone is the microphone that you're listening to right now. Now, before we get into the practical tests with these microphones, let's quickly talk about the specs of either microphone. The Blue Yeti is a USB microphone that is a condenser mic. It has a cardioid, a figure eight, an omnidirectional, and a stereo pickup pattern available to it. For this video, we're going to leave it in cardioid mode for the majority of the time, just because that's where I am. So that's what you'll be able to hear when you're listening to this microphone. It doesn't make a lot of sense for us to put this in omnidirectional mode right now for the point of this video. Obviously, it's just going to be better if it's directed at my mouth. It's a side address microphone. It has a frequency response of 20 Hz to 20 kilohertz. It doesn't have a published impedance or sensitivity, and it weighs about 2.2 pounds or 1 kilogram. The Shure SM7B is a dynamic XLR microphone. It is a top or end address microphone with a frequency response of 50 Hz to 20 kilohertz. It has an impedance of 150 ohms. It has a sensitivity of -59 dB. It has a weight of 1.69 pounds or 766 grams. Now, in terms of overall build quality of both of these microphones, the Blue Yeti has a big all-metal design here. It has buttons on both sides. It feels like they're built really well. On the back of the microphone, you can select the gain or the volume of this microphone and the pickup pattern that you want to use. On the front of the microphone, you do have a mute switch and a volume knob for the headphone volume. On the bottom of this microphone, there's a headphone jack. Now, when you get the factory stand that comes with the microphone, it's quite heavy and robust and it'll sit well on your desk. We recommend putting it on a stand like this just to get it closer to your face. If you prefer, you can use an optional boom stand as well. That is also very popular with this microphone. Another accessory that we do recommend, we don't think that this microphone has very good plosive protection, so any type of windscreen that you could put on. There's a bunch of third-party ones. We have some links down in the description below and where you can get one, but I'm going to use this for the remainder of the video on the Blue Yeti because I do think that it helps with plosive protection. For the Blue Yeti as well, we do recommend some type of shock mount that basically air gaps the microphone, so things like tapping on the table or bumping the mic stand don't get transferred into the microphone as easily. It does not have a very good internal shock mounting system at all. We find that bumps do transfer very easily into the microphone, so some type of shock mount is recommended for the Blue Yeti as well. Now, for the Shure SM7B, it is all metal design as well. It's a dynamic microphone, so inherently it is a lot more rugged than the Blue Yeti, which is a condenser microphone. Just the internal components and how a condenser microphone works is a lot more sensitive. It's not quite as durable as a dynamic microphone, so the Shure SM7B has that going for it. There are two different foam windscreens that come with the microphone. I have the bigger one on it right now. This is the one that Shure does recommend for doing up close vocal recording with. On the back of the microphone, there are two options. One is to turn on a built-in high-pass filter, and the other option there, if you turn it on, it gives a mid-frequency boost to increase vocal clarity as well. The mounting of this microphone, it does have a classic kind of yoke-based mounting system. It has some built-in cable management as well, so the XLR cable just pops out the bottom, which is nice and convenient. So comparatively, both microphones have pretty nice cable management. You can just tape them to whatever stand you're using to keep it nice and clean and run the cables wherever you need to for your recording. Now, if you're recording with either one of these, there's a good chance that you're probably wanting to record some sort of live stream, podcast or broadcast or something like that. So we're going to do some background noise tests now with both microphones. So this is what the Blue Yeti sounds like if you're doing some typing on what I would describe as an average laptop keyboard. Now I'm going to stop for a second just so you can hear what that sound sounds like. And this is what the Shure SM7B sounds like when you're tapping on an average laptop keyboard. And this is what it sounds like when I stop talking. And this is what the Blue Yeti sounds like if you're clicking a pen or working at your desk while you're doing a recording. And this is what the Shure SM7B sounds like if you're clicking on a pen on your desk while you're recording. And this is what the Blue Yeti sounds like if you're fidgeting with paper or plastic during your recording. And this is what the Shure SM7B sounds like if you're fidgeting with plastic or paper while you're recording. This is what the Blue Yeti sounds like when you're about a fist away from the microphone. This is the distance that we recommend sounding best with this microphone. Please don't leave it on the factory stand about a foot away from you. It won't sound good no matter what when it's trying to record at that distance. Get this microphone within a fist of your mouth for best results. So this is what it sounds like when we're about that far away from the microphone. And this is what it sounds like when we get right up inside the proximity of this microphone. Next, this is what it sounds like when you're about a fist away from the Shure SM7B. Again, we do recommend keeping this within a fist of your mouth. This microphone will be extremely quiet if you are anywhere farther away than that, so keep it within this distance. And this is what it sounds like when you get within the proximity effect zone of the Shure SM7B microphone. Okay, so we have the testing done with all these microphones. Now, what do I actually think about these microphones? Let's start with the Blue Yeti. The Blue Yeti comes in at a pretty attractive price point. We do have the current price linked down in the description below. It's a very flexible microphone, but I think that this is the perfect example of a microphone that was marketed based off of specs. A lot of the stuff that they put on the outside of the box, you just don't use. I think 99% of people that use the Blue Yeti should just have this thing in cardioid mode, and it's very simple to use from there. I wish that they would have spent the money from those extra features of this microphone on building a stand that could get a little bit closer to your face or improving the plosive protection or things like that. So in terms of overall build quality and features into this microphone, I would have probably, allocated those feature tokens, if you will, into different categories or different areas of the microphone. But this is a classic microphone and it works really well for a lot of people. If you're just getting started, $150 or whatever the current price is, somewhere in that range, all in to get started with live streaming or whatever your project you're working on, podcasting or recording, that's a very attractive all-in-one, all-inclusive price. And I think that hits the point for a lot of people. And for that price, we do have some videos on like setup tips with this microphone. If you're in a well-treated kind of soundproof environment, this microphone you can get really good results with, and you can prove the concept of your project before you spend more money on it, before you can really justify spending money on something like the Shure SM7B. Now, the Shure SM7B, on the other hand, is a completely different microphone. It has a different budget, and for the price of this microphone, you still need to buy an audio interface. Depending on the quality of audio interface that you buy, you might need an inline preamp, so then you need 2 XLR cables and the stand and the headphones. So the price just goes up quite a bit. That being said, there is value in the price. That price for this microphone is justified. There's a reason that it's a classic broadcast dynamic mic, and it's the end game mic for a lot of people who record podcasts or voiceovers or videos like this one. It's high quality and high noise rejection make it very desirable, and you can count on this microphone every single day to do its job. Now, we've been following the Blue Yeti community for quite a while now, and it's littered with people saying, I have USB issues. If I bump the microphone, the power disconnects, it resets, I need to restart my computer. So there's a bunch of those kind of issues. I don't think those are common by any stretch. I mean, if you sell 1 million microphones, you're going to get some of that. This is by far the best-selling USB microphone in the world. So I don't knock it too hard, but those are some issues that people have with the microphone. So I would say this. It's a condenser microphone, so it will sound pretty good in a well-treated soundproof room. A dynamic microphone will be a lot more forgiving for those types of untreated, unsoundproofed rooms. So I think that's one basis to make the decision on if you're only looking at these two mics. If you have an untreated space, get the SM7B. And if you have a very nice studio that sounds great, then the Blue Yeti will be a good fit for you. Other than that, it really depends what you're doing. A condenser microphone is generally lended to sounding a lot better in a variety of instruments and recording kind of topics or subjects. This is kind of a vocal specialist. People do use it on kick drums and guitar amps and that type of thing, but the SM7B is a broadcast dynamic mic. That's what it's designed for. It's a vocal recording specialist. The Blue Yeti, if you look at the EQ profile or the frequency response graph on the Blue Yeti, you can see that all the chops that are made in this frequency response graph are made for clarity. That's what it's going for, just to try cut and grab the core of your voice. If you look at the frequency response graph of the Shure SM7B, they're going for full warm tone. That broadcast dynamic chops out whatever kind of noise they could chop out of it as well, which makes it effective in a lot of environments. So to sum it all up, I would say if you have a limited budget and you're looking for an all-rounder microphone that'll get you started with your project, the Blue Yeti is a really great option. The SM7B, on the other hand, is kind of the end game mic. Once you have your project developed and you know that it's making enough money to justify the money on the SM7B and the interface and all the other required equipment, this is kind of the direction that you want to finish on. I think you'll be really happy with the results, especially if you're doing talking head stuff like I'm doing in this video. We use this microphone as a default really in a lot of our videos just because of how good it is. So I hope this video helps you answer the question. If you do have any other questions, please leave a comment down in the comments section below. And if you do want to see pricing or specs again for anything that you see in this video, the microphones or the accessories that we have here, we do have links to all that as well. And if you want to see more videos like this in the future, please like and subscribe.